It's time yet again for another random Raw review, and I'm gonna do something different. I'm not gonna be on camera for this video, so do what you do. This time we're gonna go back to the Attitude Era Raw, a 2 hour Raw, again a 2 hour one, or Attitude Era, suggested by Sora, by the way. This is the August 9th, 1999 Raw. Most famous for the debut of Chris Jericho. But is there anything else good on the show? We're going to find out. So we start the show with a clock countdown to the millennium that will end in an hour and 25 minutes. And it's a classic Raw intro then with the soul of beef. So, we got five chapters of the soul of beef. You know what I'm saying? JR and King say we are 13 days away from SummerSlam. It feels like SummerSlam is here tonight. Yeah, okay. Rock comes out for a promo. They tell us he was attacked last night on Heat by The Undertaker at the Big Show. Also, Undertaker and Big Show are watching this promo from the Gorilla. They show us a clip of that. It's pretty funny to me. He's got on one of his $500 shirts. Kind of looks like a mix of orange and brownish colors on it. Okay, so, oh shit. No, I fucked up. My bad. I wrote it down. JR calls The Undertaker and Big Show the Twin Towers of Destruction. Yeah, the Twin Towers of Destruction. That's pretty funny. Blah. Rock says the Big Show has never impressed The Rock. This is a pretty famous promo. You'll probably see where I'm going with this. For the time this crappy music hits, well, it's the Big Slow, The Rock sings. The Rock says every single Rock fan says they're going to take a leak when the Big Show comes out because this guy sucks. Love that. The Rock, he does the Big Show's choke slam hand thing, that, and he does the sound like, and he goes, he also makes fun of it, saying it's the most impressive thing he's seen. Uh, and Undertaker Big Show come out. They have a cool theme at this point. I don't remember what the name of it is, but I think it's like Unholy Alliance. But it's really cool. It's like do 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 do. Anyway, The Rock says he won't back down. He starts punching the Big Show. He gets hit by Taker. And then all of a sudden, out comes X-Pac for the save. He gets a huge reaction, by the way. It's pretty good for about a second, but he starts getting dropped too. Then Road Dogg coming out for the save. This is funny. He hit the Big Show, right? He hits him, and he stuns him, but then he starts doing the shake, rattle, roll dance in the middle of punching him. And Undertaker grabs him, puts his arms behind his back, and Big Show hits him with a headbutt. And then out comes Kane, and he's able to attack Undertaker and beat off the Big Show, beat down the Big Show a little bit. And they all stand in the ring with DAX theme playing. This is a pretty good little opener. Built the show nicely. Just how many people were the Undertaker and Big Show feuding with, though? That'll be a question we'll revisit throughout the night a lot. Okay, we also have Jesse the Body Ventura coming tonight to do an interview segment. If you don't know who that is, he was a commentator and a wrestler in the 1980s, mostly commentator. Pretty well known. He was a pretty famous heel commentator. He has a very colorful past with WWE, whatever, including suing them at one point. He, at this point in his life, was actually the governor of Minnesota. Minneapolis. Of the whole state of Minnesota, my bad. Okay. Just wanted to get that out of the way. And they also show a limo coming up, and out steps Shawn Michaels, who's the commissioner. It's a vintage promo for StoneCold.com. That's pretty funny. Okay, we got X-Pac and Kane in the back for an interview with Michael Cole. And Cole says, "It looks like you got out of your concussion, X-Pac. Or got back from your concussion." And he goes, "You're goddamn right." Like, he's so amped right now. Like, I don't know why. He's all excited. He's like, "We're here to do some unfinished business." And he's like, "We're coming for the tag team titles tonight, Acolytes. God damn it." That's the end of the interview. Pretty short interview. We got Christian coming out. Match against Gangrel. He had a theme I didn't know. It was kind of cool. He has a black shirt that looks like Gangrel's fluffy shirt, but it's black. And anyway, this is a short match. There's not a lot here. Like in the beginning, he jumps off the apron, and Gangrel moves and hits a barricade. Oof. And Christian goes for the kill switch. Jeff Hardy gets on the apron. Wow, they're born to fight forever. Christian drop kicks him and gets a slingshot crossbody up the ropes that he does. Like, he jumps over the ropes, And he tries to hit a flying move, but Gangrel spits the blood in his face. And he hits the Impaler DDT. And after the match, Hardy starts stomping on Christian. Out comes Edge. Then Jeff Hardy. This is funny. Jeff Hardy got flipped with his one punch by Edge. Looked really good. And then Edge got a pretty good pop. Then Gangrel hits the Impaler on edge, and the Hardy stops jumping on him too. Out comes Michael Hayes. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" Michael Hayes starts getting his shit kicked in. He takes a swanton, twist of fate, and a swanton bomb. Oof. And that's basically the start of the new brood. Most of the new breed, but no, the new brood. If you didn't know, yeah, that's a thing, the new brood. Anyway, we have an Acolytes promo. This is a pretty good promo where Fruit just says he'll put the titles on the line. They'll put the titles on the line tonight. He said, "Did you see what we did to Kane last night? And you think you're going to do anything with the little chihuahua you got with you?" Being X-Pac. And then Bradshaw goes, "They're the best tag team on the planet. Nobody can step up to them. Not even the Undertaker and the Big Baboon." Which I thought was funny. Also, we already know we have more people feuding with Undertaker and Big Show. Man, they got everybody. Oh, we get a commercial. This is kind of funny. An ad. We see The Rock. It was Get Chefy with it. Like, because there was a song called Get Jiggy with it. And it was Chef Boyardee. It's like, get Chefy with it. Do 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 do. It's pretty cringe, but it's funny. Like, nostalgic and stuff. Like, it's vintage. It's funny the way it was. Now we got the King interviewing Jesse Ventura. Alright. And Jesse comes out. Great reaction. And he starts talking. He says it's time to reveal who Jesse the Body really is. He talks about being a champion in wrestling. I don't know when he was champion. I don't think it was in WWF, but anyway. Being a referee in the first SummerSlam, which he was. He also was saying he's the only wrestler who can say he was legitimate Navy SEAL. I don't know if that's true today. I don't know if it was true back then. I have no idea, but that's what he says. He starts going off on the Navy SEAL, on being a Navy SEAL. He says he buries fake Navy SEALs. He said, like, yeah, that's what I wrote. He didn't say that, but he like starts talking about them. He says they probably ran off and joined a hippie rock band, which is kind of a weird thing to say. I mean, yeah, maybe that's what he's saying about the people who pretend to be Navy SEALs, but like, if he's talking about draft dodgers, like, getting drafted was pretty fucked up. There was nothing moral about that, and if people wanted to run away from that, they had every right to, because it's bullshit. How you gonna make your country gonna sit here and make you go fight and die in a stupid war? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that. It's bullshit. Treat you like cannon fodder. But man, I don't know. Maybe that's not what he meant. Maybe he just meant those. But anyway, just want to say that he said he was trained by Terry Motherboy. I don't know who that is. He says he claimed Class 226 Navy SEALs from Hell Week. I don't know what exactly that means. Some kind of challenge, I think. He says SummerSlam is taking place in Minnesota. We all know who's the power in Minnesota. He says the match will determine the best wrestler in WWF. And he says, I said wrestler. He makes a point to put that out. Okay. And probably what was my favorite line. This was my favorite. He said, if you want to question the power I have, you'll notice you don't see that scumbag Vince McMahon around. The crowd cheered. And JR immediately goes, well, that's because of Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's funny to me. Like, he immediately shit on his parade. He didn't let him get the pop. And out comes Triple H. Jesse says he has a simple message for Triple H. He'll get a shot, but he better work on his wrestling moves because the best wrestler will win. Okay. I mean, sure. And Triple H kind of makes fun of him. So he must be stuck in the 70s because he keeps talking about former this, former that. There's an asshole chant. Asshole. Jesse tells Triple H, I think they're talking to you. Triple H says, this ain't Minnesota. This is his ring. This is his world. Jesse says, this is his country. Triple H says, if he feels like it, he doesn't care who Jesse is. He'll kick his ass tonight. Out comes Commissioner Michaels. Shawn teases a fight with Triple H. Says he brought Triple H into this world. Well, it's kind of true. Triple H shows Shawn. Jesse holds Shawn back. He whispers something in Shawn's ear. And Shawn says he would beat his ass, but he has a stroke. And when you have the stroke, you don't need to get physical. So he makes a match tonight. Undertaker versus Triple H versus Austin. This is a pretty good promo. By the way, though, that match, Undertaker, Triple H, Austin, I got a feeling that won't happen tonight. Call it a hunch. Anyway, earlier today, we see D'Lo Brown was running with Mark Henry on a trail, you run on. Kind of trying to get him in shape. I remember the storyline. Mark says he has to go to the bathroom, so he runs off into the woods to take a piss. And then we see a car pull up, a white car, and Jeff Jarrett jumps out and starts beating the piss out of D'Lo Brown. This is a pretty good segment. These two are feuding, if you didn't know. Jeff Jarrett, Val Venus. Val Venus comes out to do his Hello Lady spiel. He gets Pearl Harbor job by Jeff Jarrett, not Jeff Hardy. I was gonna say Hardy. Jarrett hits a cool arm breaker on Val. Val hits him with a spine buster. Shortly after that, then he gets a spinning back powerbomb like Cena used to do, kind of, but where you pin, and he gets a win. And it's a short match. Surely nothing to say. Jeff Jarrett yells at Deborah. She smacks him one, and then Val comes back to attack Jeff, and then Val leaves with Deborah. Stone Cold has not been found lying down on the floor, apparently knocked out. There's a cinder block near his head too. As I said earlier, I don't think True Fed is going to happen, at least not with Austin. Yep. I'll tell you a little bit more after this, but anyway. Shawn comes out. He says, who do we hold responsible for that attack? He says it was Triple H, basically. He says, you damn Skippy, it was. which I thought was funny. Triple H comes out and says he doesn't know what he's talking about. Michaels makes a Falls Count Anywhere triple threat match for the number one contender to SummerSlam. He'll be the special referee, too, because of course he will. Sean builds up who the third person is going to be. He says, who's the kind of person who would stab their own mother in the back just for this chance? Who has been standing in the shadow for so long they would jump at the chance of main event SummerSlam against the WWF World Champion? It will be Triple H, Undertaker, and Chyna. Oh, yeah, by the way, I haven't mentioned Chyna's with Triple H in all these segments, so sorry about that. But, yeah, Triple H is shocked. He says, enough is enough. Chyna's just a girl. She's just a girl. Right, and she could be hurt. She could get hurt. No place for a woman in the top number one contender spot, he says. She grabs the microphone out of his hand, and there's a big pop when she does this. It's really cool. And she said she'll take that opportunity. And she turns to Triple H and says, just a woman? Try me. This was great. I love this. Brilliant stuff here. But the story of this is that Austin was actually hurt, and he basically WWF knew, and they kind of were hoping he could. Basically, their best shot was that he was going to work SummerSlam, but after SummerSlam, they didn't know. If you read Mick Foley's second book, Foley is Good, they didn't know if he was even going to be able to wrestle after SummerSlam, that maybe it was it for him. At the very least, he was going to have to take some time off. So they started, they kind of wanted to limit his wrestling on TV shows. So what they did here, they basically made a story. I don't like the fact that they kind of teased the match they knew they couldn't deliver on, and then kind of didn't deliver. Although, I guess mild spoiler, he does show up later and do something, but like he couldn't really do anything move wise. In SummerSlam, he did do stuff, but obviously they were saving for that. So that's why this whole thing is here. You kind of wonder why Shawn didn't just make the triple threat in the first place with Chyna and Triple H and Undertaker. I don't know. It seems like it would have been easier, but you know. Oh, by the way, we see Triple H trying to argue backstage. Triple H tries to claim it was a figure of speech, but Chyna ain't buying it. Now it's time for a Kane X-Pac versus the Acolytes. Kane's dominating Farouk for a bit, but he gets double teamed in the corner. There's a double shoulder block. Kane makes a comeback. Hot tag the X-Pac. He gets some kicks in. Then he gets a big spinebuster by Farouk. This thing looked nice. He tried a spin kick on Bradshaw, did X-Pac, and he got powerbombed, kind of like a side powerbomb. X-Pac is able to get away. He makes hot tag to Kane. He comes in like a house of fire. Hits his flying clothesline. Hits some throat thrusts. Hits some boots. He's going crazy. He's dominating. Then Bradshaw's able to clothesline him over the ropes. He grabs X-Pac by the hair, slamming him down. But then Kane's able to grab the foot of Bradshaw and pull him out of the ring. And X-Pac is getting picked up for the Dominator by Farouk, but he's able to land on his feet, and Farouk turns around, he gets a kick to the gut, and gets the X-Factor. New Tag Team Champions, there's a big pop. And I love X-Pac and Kane myself, they were fun. Then we get the promo, is pretty famous. X-Pac, also Road Dogg comes out to celebrate, I want to point that out. That's important, because they're friends. So, X-Pac says, if you're not done with that, Kane has 2 words for you. And we get Kane putting the mic to his throat, and he says, suck it. Pretty famous promo, like I said, if you know it. Very short, but high energy match. It was fun. I like this match. This one was probably the best match of this Raw so far. You know, the Big Show and Undertaker come out to run everybody's time, and beat the shit out of everybody. You know, because they paid them up earlier. So anyway, they walk away, leaving Kane next Puck land. There's a GTV segment of Mr. Ass getting a salad placed on his butt. The lady like practically orgasms at the sight of his ass. There's a story to that later, but anyway. Here's a weird tag match we got going. Joey Abs for the Mean Street Posse and Steve Blackman versus Test and Ken Shamrock. Apparently, Test took out the other 2 members of the Mean Street Posse who were Shane McMahon's friends. And everybody starts fighting. They kick off the match. Blackman hits a kick to Test in the ring. Test with a neck breaker to Abs. Hits a gut wrench powerbomb on Abs. This is cool right here. Outside the ring. Shamrock hits Steve Blackman with a kendo stick. Then Shane tries to hit him with a chair. So he gets a kendo stick into the chair to face Shane. This looked nice. Pump handle slam on Test for Abs for the win. Short match. After the match, Test pulmonizes Joey Abs. Cool segment, I mean. Mr. Ass apparently has an allergic reaction on his ass, which is all red as he shows the WF doctor in the back. Like he pulls his pants down and moves her, basically. Steve Blackman says he'll accept the Lions in the match at SummerSlam, but only with weapons around the cage. Test says he took out the posse, now the only one left is Shane McMahon. So, what's next, big brother? Pretty good line. Now we get to pretty much the centerpiece of this, and pretty much the reason I reviewed this. Well, I was told to review it, but anyway, the thing everybody remembers. The Rock comes out for a promo. He says to the Big Show, if you got any fortitude and those little bitty things you got called balls, you'll go one-on-one with the Great One. And then the Millennium Clock starts counting down. Now, this is a famous promo, so I'm not going to say every bit word for word. It's pretty well known, and if you haven't seen it, you should go watch it right now on the network, on this episode. I mean, the Peacock Network, whatever you have. It's really worth watching. And it's like, I think 5 minutes long, but it's really good. I will paraphrase some, because it's pretty famously known. I don't think I have to say every little bit. But anyway, All right, let's go a little bit here. Jericho comes out. Says, "Welcome to Raw is Jericho." Famous line, of course. He rattles off several nicknames, including the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, which I always liked. The Rock's looking mad in the ring. This is pretty funny. Jericho mentions low ratings. Okay, a bit early there, Chris. Maybe try about 20 or 22 years. He starts talking about how what once was a great, wonderful, groundbreaking show has deteriorated into a cliched, boring snooze fest. Again, maybe wait about a decade or so. Yeah, Chris there. Anyway, he's here to save the WWF. Says pay-per-view buy rates are low and crowds are silent. Steady, all they have is a steady stream of sports entertainers you're forced to cheer for, and all the idiots in the locker room, especially that one in the ring. The one about the stream of sports I think it was stream of boring sports entertainers. He like did the quote, they just sports entertainers. Like that kind of wow. Think about like how many times that's been true in the last few decades. Anyway, they've been taught mediocrity is excellence. Oh boy. But nah, he says Jericho is excellence, and no one will never, ever be the same again. And then of course Rock says, "Know your role." Shut his mouth. He does the "it doesn't matter what your name is" bit. He says he's gonna do the KY plan because Jericho said Y2J plan. Lou his boot. Turn that son bitch sideways, stick it straight up his candy ass. If you smell, you know, the Rock is cooking. Great goated moment. This is one of the best promos of Raw. I would say watch that moment. And then we got Hardcore Holly's in the back. Opens the door and he says, "If anybody sees a Big Show, tell him the Big Shot is looking for him." Okay, seriously, just how many people are feuding with the Big Show? I count at least 4. Okay, it's time for a hardcore match. We got Big Boss Man versus the Road Dogg. Road Dogg hits Boss Man in the face with a cookie sheet. Boss Man hits Road Dogg in the face with a chair. He powerbombs him through a table. That looked nice. Then suddenly also comes with a dog kennel and he hits Big Boss Man in the head. That allows Road Dogg to pin him. Okay. Good for what it was. Powerbomb spot was great. Wasn't really much here. Now we got The Rock versus Big Show. At least we're paying off the storyline that's been going all night. And pretty much in seat, so that's kind of nice. Gee, I wonder if anyone interferes. The Rock starts punching the Big Show. The Big Show. Oh, he gets like what looks like a running forearm. I'm not sure that's what it was supposed to be, but it looks really good. He dominates Rock. He gives him with some strikes and a bear hug. Rock starts making a comeback, but he eats a sidewalk slam. Hardcore Holly comes out and stands on the apron and he yells at the Big Show about being the Big Shot. And he just gets knocked over. The Rock gets a low blow on the Big Show, followed by a DDT. Goes for a people's elbow. Gets attacked by Chris Jericho and then Billy Gunn. Damn, The Rock has a lot of feuds too. Billy with a jackhammer on The Rock, which is a preview of his future. So get used to that, Rocky. You're not gonna enjoy that very much. As for the match, it wasn't anything like really. No, Jesse Body's gonna be on commentary for the main event. I thought it'd be better because he's really entertaining on commentary, but it wasn't really anything. He was kind of dull. Anyway, let's get to the triple threat. I believe this means China is the first woman to ever made event Raw, by the way. Undertaker's using the ministry theme now, so he changed theme. He's not using the theme he used earlier, just to point out. Triple H and Undertaker start fighting to begin. Undertaker had China up in a double choke thingy. She raked his eyes, and then she went to like fly out the second rope. And Undertaker just kind of pushed her off the second rope, and she fell outside the ring. It looked pretty good. Like a pretty crazy bump she took. Match is mostly a brawl between Triple H and Undertaker. And Triple H hits a knee facelift that he does, like on the outside Taker. And then China hits a low blow at one point on Taker, and he's going for a chokeslam on Triple H. Hits a low blow on Triple H right after. Then Undertaker makes her eat a chokeslam. Triple H hits a knee on Undertaker after that. Jesse started talking about the San Diego Chicken, the King, like saying they had a match with the San Diego Chicken. I don't know. Austin comes back. He's got a chair. He whacks Triple H in the head with a chair, and he pulls China on top. Wait, what's this? Shawn Michaels counts to 1, 2, 3. China wins. She's the number one contender. What is going on? Rollins in shock. And that's the way it ends. And anyway, far as match-wise, was not a good match at all. It was pretty dull. There wasn't a whole lot going on. And I mean, also going a little to the backstory like I did with Stone Cold. Undertaker was not in a good place either here. He was pretty beat up, banged up. That's why he was in a tag team with Big Shows to kind of keep his body a little more, so he didn't take as many bumps. But at the same time, he had to beat this match and kind of had to work. And he didn't do a whole lot other than choke slams and a few punches. And Triple H was just kind of there. China just did blow blows, basically. She was good, but I think it was what it was. The moment was cool. And it was a nice way to end Raw that kind of intrigued you. Like, what's going to happen? And they had Sunday Night Heat, obviously, but, like, what's going to happen in Heat and Raw? Because for the most part, I didn't really enjoy this Raw. It just felt like a big. Most of it felt like just a pay per view or ad for SummerSlam. There was not a whole lot going on aside from Jericho's debut. The hell? That was weird. But anyway, that's what I feel like. There was the tag team title change was nice too. I did appreciate the narrative thread of Big Show and Taker, kind of in the fighting X-Pac and Kane and Road Dogg and The Rock throughout the show. That was nice, kind of put together. But for the most part, like, and I feel like maybe there was just a few too many feuds going on. They had like almost every match had interference too, which I don't like. I think every match have interference. I have to check. Let's see real fast. Okay, not every match had interference because Jeff Jarrett and Val Venus didn't, and the tag match, what was it? Not tag title. The tag title didn't have interference after the match. It did, but not during the match. So but it to me, there were some the most. There's not aside from the Jericho promo and the Rock promo. The beginning was pretty funny, and I probably would suggest Kane and X-Pac versus the Acolytes because it's a short match, it's like 5 minutes long. The main event, I don't for history's sake and to see China become number one contender. Yeah, you might want to watch it, but it's not. It's like the X-Pac Kane and Acolyte match is better, and this is the best match of the night in my opinion. But there wasn't really that many good matches, and I understand at this point that it wasn't really about making good matches. But even like for moments wise, like aside from those two promos, there wasn't a whole and China become number one contender. Wasn't a lot. And just even Venturas promo, yeah, he spent more time talking about the Navy SEALs than anything. And if that's cool, he's proud to be a Navy SEAL. That's fine. It's just not really my cup of tea, and he wasn't really that entertaining. I did feel they did a good job of teasing Triple H fighting Jesse and Triple H fighting Commissioner Michaels. Good story building there. That was kind of cool. For the most part, this Raw I didn't really enjoy that much. Of the three Raws I watched so far, I probably would say I enjoyed the Katie Vick Raw more than this. Like of the three, that was the best one, which is weird because it has one of the worst segments of all time. But I guess I enjoyed most of the matches there, even though they were short too. And for the most part, I really enjoyed the Shawn Michaels promo, very underrated promo he did there, and I also really liked Booker T saying that catchphrases. I don't think it was catchphrases one time thing, but I had more fun with that. I don't know. This one just kind of felt off. I don't know. This felt like, but I don't know. Maybe this would be kind of tied with that because I really did enjoy X-Pac Kane being Tag Gems. I loved X-Pac Kane as a kid. And I still love them. They were a great team. My favorite tag team with Kane, even with Team Hell No, and I love Daniel Bryan. But as much as Team Hell No was good, X-Pac and Kane was just they were beautiful together. They were so awesome. It was so well done. They were fun. But I would say this Raw. I don't even think I've ever given ratings to the other Raw, so I'll give this one a Raw. So let's do it out of five. I'll say 3 stars out of 5. Mostly for the Jericho debut and the Rock's opening promo, and the fact they did have a kind of cool narrative story going through with the Big Show and Taker feuding with a lot of people, and that kind of built up to everything. And also the story with Stone Cold, even though it was done for reasons, that was done pretty well too. So I'll give it 4 stars actually. The only problem really, the only thing that keeps it from being a really I guess perfect Raw would be the match quality. There's not a lot of good matches, but storytelling wise, you probably could watch a lot of the stories here, the promos and segments, and it was pretty well done. Like the stuff with Triple H putting a triple threat match and he attacks Austin, or Taker did, and then eventually Austin comes back and screws him over. But anyway, but if you have to watch anything from this, I would suggest just watching the Jericho promo, the Rock's opening promo, the tag title match, and the main event if you want to see China become number one contender. Otherwise, it's not really that much of a match worth watching, but for what it's worth, I feel like that's the best thing you watch. And you probably could watch those in about 30 minutes, probably be like the same thing. But if you're interested, but other than that, I'll say that maybe 3.5 out of 5 sounds better for Raw, because they definitely don't feel it was worth 4. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about it. I did kind of enjoy seeing some of the wrestlers I haven't seen in a while though on it. Like I do kind of enjoy with some of these other Raws. That's kind of a thrill of it. And it was easier to watch because it was 2 hours. And I did kind of enjoy some of the vintage commercials too, like the StoneCold.com and to get Chevy with it. That was funny. There was also kind of a SummerSlam commercial I didn't mention with Jesse Devati, like talking about how he was going to be a good referee or something. But anyway, that's it for this random Raw review. I don't know when I'll do another one. Probably sometime in the next week. I don't know where I'm going to go with it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Oh, hi Sora, if you're watching this. And hi anybody else too. Thanks. I hope you have a great, wonderful day.